this amazing grand final. It's FNATIC versus Cloud9 with two men who are not strangers to calling the action for big moments in Valorant. Tom, Mitch, let's get it on.
Thank you so much, Ian. Yes, the grand final is kicking off here on Bind. Cloud9's pick, and the barriers are already up. And we're going to see FNATIC on that defensive side. Four-man stack towards the A side, Tom. A lot of players in that position. And you see, yeah, they've got some Cypher utility. They've got a Viper wall to hopefully slow them down, but it has not done that. C9 claimed the site control for free. A little bit of damage on the Chronicle. He's up close in the smoke and good for two. Eventually falling, but he might just have done enough.
Chronicle on this map. I get flashbacks every single time. Slightly different agent pool to in the past, but they've already managed to isolate another. Vanity, he needs to get some damage done, and already leaving it on to just Jake to try and clutch this one out. First shot will go into the face of Durka, but nothing more to be had.
Very nicely done by FNATIC. The pistol round is theirs, and considering the four-man stack on the A side, Chronicle isolated, pushed by three players, the fourth one providing the flash, that little bit of extra support. The fact that he was, by all accounts, isolated and still was able to get away with as much damage as he was. This is just unbelievable inside the smoke, and what a way to start it.
That's the thing. If you somehow missed the game earlier where he played versus DRX on Ascent, the second map, he was 24-8. Like, he was the best player in the server by a country mile. So the fact is, okay, it's been a couple of hours. They had some time to get some food, detox a little bit before going into this one. But yeah, it has been a good day for Chronicle so far.
Well, C9 have gone for a force buy, not happy with losing out on that pistol. They're putting all their credits on the line and hoping to stop FNATIC before, like Ian said earlier, that ball really does get rolling because it can be hard to slow them down. The trap destroyed as they sneak their way through an attempted counter to the Chronicle strat of old. The Nats before that, as they attempt to move in towards Lamps. It's clear, and it's conceded. The fact that FNATIC are playing so passive means they want to run for the retake, and they're being cautious. Maybe expecting to be up against pistols, but already they will have heard the rattle of some stingers. They'll know what they're up against, and Durka, well, he's dropped Zeppa at least to take away any advanced control this squad has.
Yeah, that's the thing. That was the one player that could get up close and personal with those SMGs. Jake did manage to get a Bulldog, so that's the one sort of weapon that they have. There you go, that could do a little bit of extra damage. And Oxy, he has that wraparound, looking to come in from behind the pop flash, but Boaster has actually gone forward instead. Maybe looking to rejoin up with the rest of his team. Curry, however, has aggressed even further forward, catching these players off guard for FNATIC, making things incredibly awkward. And in fact, they're even going to switch the game up back over to B.
For a round two, damage is often the conversation that we have, but having invested fully, C9 want the win. They may well need it. But FNATIC, oh, they're being faked out. Beautiful, the rotation to B, and the rotation right back, the space taken by Oxy. Now FNATIC really are on the back foot, with Oxy being so far pushed up. Now, they only heard two players teleport. They should know someone else was on this A side. Someone was securing the control, and they've spotted him. Avoided being taken down early in this fight. The problem is now they've got a crossfire. Three players swinging out. A firing squad from C9 as they fight right back into things. The second round is theirs.
This team just seems to be a maestro when it comes to these lower purchase rounds, these investment into SMGs. Zeppa, I'm sure, has been training the Stinger for an unbelievable amount of time, but this was just a push and pull. This was all about positioning, consistently forcing players into awkward fights, and I think other than Zeppa actually going down early, every other one went exactly the way that was wanted for the side of C9. Equalization, and for the defensive side, you don't have that plant. You don't have that extra boost of cash. There's just going to be some pistols in this round. Not even any shields, and well, Durka already gone.
Oh, and Oxy on the back of his decoy grabbing another. Like we said, his utility usage has been such a menace to deal with. And you're seeing exactly why, even just starting out this first map. Round three, C9 5 versus 3. And FNATIC, although they've got two players stacked up on B, it is the weaponry disadvantages that you mentioned earlier, the pistols in play. They leave them without too much hope when it comes to most of these fights. Element of surprise for Chronicle. That's going to be his first, but plenty more to go. And these targets are ready for the fight, but Chronicle's hitting heads. A nice follow-up on the second. Damage started to come into the conversation, but quickly that conversation closes.
I don't know, the thing is, a split second later, and he's read that. He's turned back to catch the player. Chronicle definitely seems on today, but Well done from C9. Didn't let it get out of control. Obviously winning the bonus as well gives them a huge bolster in economy, so especially on this attack side, getting off to a flying start. And you have to bear in mind, it was their defense last time out that was off the charts. They were fantastic with their defensive aggression, which again, when you have something like a Yoru, is not that normal, not that common. Like you normally have a really poor defensive side because of the fact that Yoru doesn't have that much value to it, but Oxy has proven otherwise, at least versus other competition. Now that cam's going to be utilized quite regularly just for information, and I'm surprised they haven't seen this. There's so much there. TP actually going through as well, and now they're fighting this on the FNATIC side.
Oh, those wall bangs were damn close. Whizzing by Oxy. His teammate further back, Vanity, they have managed to concede the control though and not end up being crunched, which was the intention of FNATIC, the molly to lock them in, the players to push them. The molly's come out from C9 as they start to take control of the back of A side, attempting a wrap, but Curry's been spotted, dropped immediately. The 1v1 fight's not working, and the trade's even better for FNATIC. 4 versus 2. It's Oxy to try and recover, moving through Bath. Boaster's low. One bullet is all that's needed. The wall bang, far too easy. Already a tear from Oxy. And he's going to tear through that dimensional drift, make his way all around A, clearing this completely, allowing his teammate to move into position. Thing is, though, that spike hasn't moved towards the site. They're expecting a flank. They're looking for it, knowing that FNATIC probably have something else up their sleeve. But really, this is just a pure retake from the defenders. Yeah,
they're actually just being patient, and it's almost getting in the heads of C9 a little bit. They will still have this plant for free. And Oxy again going to be getting up close. He's been unbelievable so far, and he's just not missing at all. Every single shot a headshot, every man in front of him down. This kid is something special.
He was on his feet after that play, Tom, and I can't bloody blame him. I would have been if I wasn't already standing. Unbelievable. I mean, look, Boaster's low, every other kill, beautiful. That's Durka that he started off this 4K against, a player that at one time and for a long time considered the best player in the world. And for such a new player like Oxy to deliver that same level, unreal. 8-2. The third round for C9 and a crippling defeat for FNATIC, who now need to look for a way back in. This defensive side already slipping out of their grasp, and you can see by looking down at that hood on the left side, FNATIC don't have a lot to work with. A couple of scraps, a judge inside of Hookah can most certainly be dangerous. A bookie inside of Lamps I'm not too sure about, and I'm just looking at an orbital strike for Jake, whether he wants to use it in a round where they've got nothing though.
You know, it's alpha. It's an alpha with any gun. I believe there's a possibility that he's going to kill everyone.
They've spotted him in Lamps, they've stunned him. Orbital strike goes over towards Bath though for some reason. So it's not actually going to catch Alpha. He's still here with the bookie. They could bypass him completely, obviously, especially with the wall down. Look to fight on range towards the back of the site. Big concern. They've spotted Durka. They know the showstopper's online. It's not fired. I was certain.
They didn't even get a chance. Oxy's just taking his head clean off. We spoke about this C9 roster last year when they came to HomeGround. They'd signed Yay. I might be more excited about this guy. Right? I'm going to be honest, after watching him play this tournament so far. Maybe a little bit too soon, but he's just styling on them at this point. This is the best team of 2023, and Oxy is making them look foolish. 4-1. Again, got a little bit dicey for a moment, but they quickly recover into a further advantage. 4-1 up for C9. But once again, there's a bye now for FNATIC. And you'd think it'd get a little bit tougher.
Yeah, you would if you hadn't just watched the last couple rounds, man. Look at that. I mean, it probably would have been just the one. Oxy might have been safe behind the boxes, but here, the amount of times he just escaped death in this round is unbelievable. 11 kills, 3 deaths up against FNATIC. And the 6th round, well, it's anyone's guess.
5 rounds.
Anyone's guess what we're going to see other than Oxy finding a multi-kill, because I would gamble that that's a likelihood at this point.
That has basically been the game so far.
That's all it is.
Other than the pistol round. Nonetheless, this is already, as well, his 2nd dimensional drift online. It's not exactly the cheapest ult in the world to get. He's just been building it up, causing havoc. Now, they don't have much in terms of ults to combo, but it can cause issues when it comes versus his opponent of Chronicle. He was sat in the Viper's pit trying to hold it down, but Alpha's responded quickly at that. Zephyr will put this back into a 3v3, and they still haven't quite got the spike onto the site. Zephyr actually looks like he might continue this. He's feeling confident and looking for a little bit more. Even going to pop that showstopper to try and clear Leo, and he will after death. Now Dirk has all that stands. With both players TPing, he'll have the info.
But he doesn't have the HP, Tom. He's down to 48 health. Durka needs to step up to the plate. An Oxy-level performance, swinging into the planter, and it's not good enough. Vanity adjusts in time, and C9 continue to extend this lead. A pistol round win for FNATIC, and nothing but defeat ever since.
The Yoru cosplayer is having a great day. Like, any other team makes it to the final, and he's like, oh, I've got to go change. This doesn't suit anymore. And instead, well, Oxy's doing him a solid, that's for sure.
One enemy.
Great round from Zephyr as well, though. The fact that he just swung the spawn rotation. I'd like, normally you sit there and go, maybe there was a fight, maybe there was something. No, he just swung it. He just went for the timing. Maybe heard the Tiger of Leo and knew that one of the players would be isolated, but even that was a little bit far.
Wow.
Alpha, though, is going to put Jake in the dirt. Now, that is the smokes, or at least one of them, gone.
Yeah, obviously with the wall already placed as well at the very start of the round. C9 don't have a lot of flexibility with where they're going to be blocking vision. The info is there for FNATIC, but Oxy is here for C9. Round on round, putting up the numbers. The flank spotted already, but it's Oxy pushing forward that they need to be worried about. He's gotten 2 kills, a lifeline for the side of C9 in a round where FNATIC looked like they might have had a little bit more bite to them. They're once again forced into a retake with Boaster not even really able to escape freely. He's going to hope to catch them off guard. Up close, but not a chance with a great shot from Curry. Although Vanity, the timing doesn't work out for him. The numbers are back to even. Curry's low. This clutch is now looking doable.
Head spotted. They know where both players are at this point, and Alpha, his Guardian has been filthy. He leaves the stand-in. Curry left in a 1 versus 2. Time at least ticking in his favor. The tap onto the spike, attempting to reveal his position, but yet to be on it. Yet to really get anything from it. He's not revealed his position. He's just waiting within this smoke, and they will get on it within the last few seconds. It's definitely going to be that little bit closer with how it has gone, but I think they've just about managed to get that over the line. I don't know if Alpha had his stopwatch out, but I was a little bit nervous for him.
If he fires through that smoke, takes him down, yeah, it could have went awry, but I think they made the right call because they didn't know. And you'll notice the body language, the fact that Alpha taps it and then he's looking at back. They had no idea where he was. So just trying to bait him out in the open. The patience was palpable, but at the end of the day, it's not quite enough.
It's a big round for FNATIC, though. Like, you have to bear in mind that was SMGs, that was the Guardian of Alpha, and obviously a rifle, I think, retrieved by Chronicle. Even still, though, no real harm done in terms of the economy of Cloud9. They're still going to be able to purchase back into this one. A couple of ults available. And actually, well, new coach on the block. Now my buddy going to be given the opportunity to maybe try and talk through some things with FNATIC, because thus far, well, as said, coming in against a brand new Cloud9. Okay, they've played a tournament already, but this is the FNATIC Team of the Year that are coming into this tournament. And right now, well, they're getting started on by an 18-year-old Yoru.
By a rookie. Unbelievable. He's 14-5, Oxy, right now, matching the performance of Chronicle and Alpha put together. Obviously, the deaths then would add up to be something else.
They had a few more deaths than him, so if anything, doing better.
Doing better than the 2 of them put together, which is, well, it's hard to imagine that reality. Even coming into today, after the performances from Oxy, seeing him lock in the Yoru, we're still like, oh, you know, FNATIC, they're not going to be caught off guard by the same sort of shenanigans. Yeah. And I think it's fair to say that they absolutely have been. Maybe they weren't the same sort of shenanigans, but, well, even in the rounds, like, a lot of the bathroom takes have been very similar. Like, he's being able to run the same route again and again and not be punished for it.
More aggressive, though.
Yeah,
like, that's the funny thing.
Against
it's like,
FNATIC.
Yeah,
what an
it's like he's chosen to just play more outside of the box than he did versus Zeta. So, yeah, it really has been just, like, really impressive. So, see if he can carry it on. FNATIC normally do quite well with their pauses, but it's new. Different player, different person, talking things through. Already a much faster take in towards middle. In fact, Zephyr's already gone into the site, and he's out.
In and out just like that. Well, an opening pick for FNATIC. That'll certainly stand to them. Orbital Strike pushes some players forward. Curry inside the snake bite. The spams just about missed him. They would have done a lot of damage. Seekers detecting where these players are, just further confirming that it is in fact an A play. Oxy's going to use his TP to throw a little bit more randomness into the equation. See the attempt. Grenade thrown out of heaven, denying anybody from Bath as they peek out further into the site, but that's when the adjustment comes in. Vanity with the flash, the swing in from Lamps, and a double swing. Oxy caught though from heaven. The smoke had faded. Here comes the pit. Curry looks to play inside of this. His HP low, 56. A straight couple bullets could take him down. And Jake, the only full HP player, was caught in the open. Now they have to fight through the pit. That's always going to be a disadvantage, but it's just dropped, leaving them in the open. This could be a mistake. It could have worked out if Vanity got a pick, but now a 1 versus 4? 3, excuse me, can't count. 3 kills for Durka as well. FNATIC right back on the board, and look, they needed the last round. They got it on the back of a shoddy buy. Much better sign from them here with rifles.
Yeah, and the fact is they also used a couple of ults in this round, and it wasn't going great from the point when they used them. I think it was just that, again, like some of the players being caught out a little bit. Durka having a good round as well after a bit of a quieter start so far. And also Oxy going down has definitely made things a little bit easier for them. But it still got close. Like the fact that, they, as said, they had the opener, they used an orbital strike, and they used Seekers within a matter of seconds. And it was still an advantage for C9, at least for the beginning stages of the round. Nonetheless, still a purchase. These light shields are giving both teams extra buys. And Leo has had a quieter start to this match. He's going straight through with Durka, but Oxy, it just dodges the flash, waiting on the other side. And execution.
There's no other reason for him to be that close to the smoke. He knew what was going down.
Right.
Nice snakebite play, taking down Zeppa a little bit easier. Now trapped inside the teleporter, and everyone's going to be watching it. No way to just walk back out if you would imagine with 5 health. It should be very easy to take him down.
Fake that he's gone. They put a smoke down, and then he's just opened the doors.
He's going to TP. He's just going to call the shoot. No, he's actually going to teleport himself. The flash. Oh, and he's caught. 5 health for Chronicle, and it's enough. Alpha's picked up 1, 2. Oh, almost the 3rd. A good clap back by Jake, but not enough with the other Jake on the other side.
We're gonna delete that one.
Yeah, we're
gonna delete that one.
We don't need to see replays this time around. That's okay.
Guys who are clipping that for Reddit, stop what you're doing. I know what you're doing, but stop what you're doing right now. He is completely blind.
He couldn't see a damn
He is
thing.
completely blind and just headshot him. That play works if you're against anybody other than Chronicle.
Yep, literally any other player. And he's on 5 HP as well. It's the best part. A spam through could have taken him down. A Tiger in the teleporter. He was out of this round, but
a blast back.
And yeah, literally anything. A swift breeze, but in the end, we'll save that one for next.
I think we saw a swift breeze earlier, didn't we?
We did. I don't know. We'll see the next one go quite the same. Of course, map number 2 of this series being Breeze. But my God.
Why are we watching this again?
They just want to do him dirty. Oxy fails 1 play, and they're like, oh. See, that's the thing. Most players, you make a good play, we replay it all game. Oxy makes a mistake, and we're like, oh, it's happened.
Well, it was a good play from Chronicle, I guess.
Sure, we can look at it that way.
I think we might have some FNATIC fans in the production.
It's all about perspective at the end of the day.
Well, as you can see, Oxy's taking it really hard while having a nap during the tactical pause. So, yeah, I'm sure Imi's had a few choice words, but ultimately still 5 rounds on that attack side. It does seem like since FNATIC took their pause, though, they have started to climb back into this game. So we've seen that a few times. I feel like Zeta had some really good pauses throughout this event. DRX, never mind.
Oh, no. Kanyang, I'm so sorry.
He's not the one doing the
coming
pauses.
after you again. That's true, but I just don't think he'll appreciate
Kanyang would do an excellent pause. It'll be some of the guys have got places to be.
Yeah.
If you could just hurry up
I
and
have
win.
a reservation tonight, guys. Well, 5 rounds on the board for C9, but FNATIC are quickly catching up, closing the gap. We'll see how much further this attacking side can build on what they've done so far. The opposite side of the smoke being held by Jake this time. Obviously, we saw Oxy up close. We saw it even in the replays of catching that double kill as they attempted to push down on B long. FNATIC much more passive at the start of this round.
Chickle peeking with the Tiger.
Right here.
Trying to make it last that little bit longer. Flash over the top as they are still rotating. The thing is with FNATIC's comp, they're able to get a lot of information without taking a risk. You've got all of Alpha's utility. His cams have been such an issue. And just off the contact of the cam, the showstopper just gets them a freebie. Curry as well, their lurk. This kind of means that it needs to be more of a hit towards this B side because the A side is gone, as is Oxy.
Oh, the spam was good. It was close, but Zeppa only takes a lick of damage, loses his shields, but drops Chronicle on the other side. It's a Viper down, but still, the man advantage maintains for FNATIC. They've got plenty of players around B as well, and the smoke's down from C9. Leave Jake with nothing for when they fade. 18 seconds left. Zeppa down as well. Great flash, and the peek out from Boaster is pixel perfect. No complaints on the side of FNATIC after that one. They won the pistol, and then everything started to slip away, but now they're back to neck and neck.
Yeah, we've seen similar things throughout the tournament. FNATIC have not been one to start quickly. Like again, think about to some of their earlier games. I think it was the Zeta game. They were losing, what, 5-2? Finished the map 13-5. They literally won every single round from that point onwards. Yeah. It was one of those games that, again, I'm sure the Zeta fans are going to want to forget. Chronicle, though, has been on point throughout this map so far, and you have that trifecta for FNATIC starting to come into form. The purchase not the best, but with the showstopper available for Zeppa, they're looking to try and thread that needle as he goes almost straight into the site. He goes straight into a wall and then into the site.
Either way, you know, he gets to the destination.
Yeah, he gets the control of the site. That was the only real goal.
Oxy's up close in the smoke. No flashes for him to play with. He doesn't need them.
Doesn't.
Use the boom bot. Trade it out. That's one way to look at things. With Chronicle down, you're losing your utility that blocks out a lot of the control on long. Alphayer, though, has taken over control of Hookah. He's got a nice angle to play with, trapping these players inside the site unless they want to risk a duel with this man, which they do. Might regret that a little bit later on. His second of the round already, still securing the top angle, making it so hard for Jake to reposition. He deals with him and another. Oh, a chance with the orbital strike, but up top, Leo just about gets it done.
Has he bought the time?
The time is low.
Why did I sign up for this shit?
Oh, this is going to be close.
This
is going to be very close. I think he's just about got it again. No! The orbital strike for the RedBull clutch! That is genius!
Where's the pixel? Where's the pixel? Replay, enhance, zoom in, what?
That is one of the smartest clutches I have ever seen. The jump over the top. And it bought just enough time.
What?
And I mean, just enough time. Big Brain Jake takes them over the line for their 6th round, and that is one hell of a clutch.
Well, Dirk has picked the opening. I mean, you lose that if you've got a USB 2.0 instead of a 3.0. That's ridiculous.
I've got your trail.
Opening of the round goes towards FNATIC. They thought they had the previous. I thought they did.
I must wait a moment.
And now they look to recover on the back of a devastating defeat. C9 pushing out towards the site. They're going aggressive. They want to push all the way in towards the back, but they've lost Vanity along the way. Zeppa thought Alpha reloading, but it wasn't enough to get it done. Too many teammates here to cover. The flurry of kills for FNATIC leaves C9 in the dust, neck and neck. Considering how this started, Tom, I don't think FNATIC will be too upset.
No, maybe with 0.01 of a second. I'm just glad it wasn't a Chronicle going for that defuse, otherwise I would have had real flashbacks. We've seen that one before, but wow. I'm still, honestly, we've seen so much in this half. Oxy, I genuinely think he might have some of the best crosshair placement I've ever seen in Valorant. Like, because you don't see him, like, flicking to kills that often. It's always just that he is already aiming exactly where the player's going to be. Jake has just pulled off, again, one of the smartest clutches I've seen, to in that moment, you get the 2 kills, then put the orbital strike on your own head to make sure, no, he doesn't care about if he survives. It's all about making sure the other guy can't defuse, which is just brilliant and such quick thinking. We've had Alpha come in, win them around with the Guardian. We're in map 1.
Yeah.
I'm already having the time of my life in this map.
there was a reality where we could have come in today, and honestly, we could have seen either team get stumped. But the way FNATIC played in the first series, definitely a possibility that they carried that momentum. But the way C9 got to sit back and watch them and played their last series, you never know. But we've ended up with a perfect reality.
Yeah, FNATIC had the tougher run today, but you talk about like facing off against Foot yesterday. That was a storm that we didn't know if C9 would be able to weather, because Foot's form has been fantastic through the qualifier as well. So an exhausting couple of days. FNATIC had the day off. They were chilling, they were relaxing, maybe watching a bit of Valorant.
And, you know, the one thing that looked good for C9 there as well was Sunset. And I think that's why FNATIC are obviously came in and banned it right away. So I think if I was to pick a team to dominate today, it would be FNATIC. We've ended up in such a, well, this round says it all. I mean, really, that defuse about as close as the game is.
As well is that Leo literally killed him as fast as it was possible. Like, jumped over, shot him in the head with a shorty. Either way, we are back into half number 2. And a full firefight into mid. Somehow no one died. A little bit of damage done. Vanity still has information that there's a player outside of B, so they can't really rotate over just yet. And FNATIC instead have looked to sort of reset a little bit, looking to see if they can find any aggression. Now, one of the major reasons for this is because yesterday, when we saw C9 play this map, they were incredibly aggressive. They were pushing all over the map, so that's why FNATIC are almost expecting something of the sort, the flash through. Boaster even going to spam, expecting Oxy to appear. But in the meantime, FNATIC are just walking up past that Viper wall, making their way into lamps.
It's not like C9 aren't expecting it. You can see Zap is the man with the responsibility to hold on. They've lost Oxy on the side of B, but the push is very much here. Hey, Curry's got them! The back turned. 2 kills, but it might not be enough with Jake already so low. Vanity on the other side of the map. Jake has to decline a fight. Fall back. He's playing inside of Lamps and allowing Vanity to come into play. A flash in Vanity's back pocket, but it won't get time to be used. With Jake already fallen, Vanity needs that flash for himself. Sure, Alpha's a little bit low, but that's about all there is to write home about. They know exactly where Vanity is. They've spotted that he wasn't pushing up close on the smoke. Good isolation of duels from Vanity. The first found, the wide swing. He's caught Boaster in the corner. But Dirk has swung from further back. The pistol, the second pistol, in fact, goes towards FNATIC. Let's hope that the follow-up is a little bit more successful.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's now both pistols under the belt for FNATIC. We've spoken about this many a time. Expect like 80+% win rate when you take both pistols, but they did lose the second round and the third round and the fourth and the fifth and the sixth. So you kind of you kind of expected the half win for C9. Now, FNATIC's attack on this map was always something that, well, it was somewhat unrivaled. They were sweaty nerds, is the way I would put it.
Fair assessment.
The kings of the afterplant lineups which have been stolen by many. You can think towards that B long position. That lineup is used by every single team under the sun. I don't think we're going to see much in terms of new things from FNATIC here, but the old stuff works.
Toxins going up.
Oxy, though, is my real concern. This flash setup on B long, Vanity and Oxy, it proved way too much to deal with for Zeta. FNATIC are a different beast, though, and already picking up Curry. You have to look at the economy for C9. It's still looking healthy. It's because they haven't force bought. This isn't the same as that second round that we saw in the first half. They invested to fight their way back through. Here, they're going to tank it. They'll accept the defeat, or the likely defeat. And again, we come down to the normal conversation for round 2s of damage. How much can they get done? Can they contain these players to fall to the spike? Or even pick a few heads themselves, work towards those ult orbs. I don't think Oxy's going to last too much longer here, 41 HP.
I do like how Chronicle is literally just sitting there. He's like, I will just keep spamming bullets into this wall until you are dead. You're not leaving, and there you go. Just sitting back, relaxing. And Alfia now, with his third kill already, he has looked unstoppable over the last few rounds. 8-6, FNATIC this time do manage to convert. I'd say a bit of a safer buy from them in general, though. And one of the things I'm really interested in from C9 is the balance. So, as you mentioned, that combo of Vanity and Oxy was almost perfectly balanced by the combination of, I would say, Zeppa and Curry. Like, I feel like there was more of a rotation from Jake in the way that he played, but Curry just didn't die. I think it was something like 4 or 5 times in the entirety of the last time they played Bind, he went down because he was just that rock. Now, this round, he had a share if he picked mid. I don't think he's going to do that again, but I want to see if FNATIC are able to put that pressure on him a little bit more, because even just look where he is now. Super passive, far back, and then Oxy's pushing spawn.
It was a really consistent anchor on the side for Curry, but Oxy was a consistent pusher, that aggressive defensive stance, yet again being put into play. As FNATIC look elsewhere, realizing all that control has been seized on B. They don't want to fight it. They don't want anything to do with it. Instead, they will look to challenge that dangerous duo of the A site. Zeppa still in position inside the smoke. The orb providing a bit of cover, but not for much longer. Soon it will fall, and he'll be forced to fight unless he falls back. Indeed, regrouping with his teammate as they now look set to play a full retake. 4 players on the back of A before the spike has even been tapped. Here comes the plant, at least the plant attempt. 21 on Boaster. He's spotted in the corner. Ankles showing. With Curry being able to punish, there's an opportunity now for C9 to capitalize. You know, all this distraction on the side, all this noise being made as Oxy tries to flank through, but he won't even be able to see these players as they go in because they're all inside of Lamps. A reality C9, Vanity and Jake just discovered for themselves, discovered it the hard way. No way back in for C9. A great response from FNATIC.
Well, yeah, this is the thing as well. We're finally seeing C9 get onto the ball with a purchase, and they've just been decimated. That I said, are they going to put the pressure on Curry? Are they going to put the pressure on that A side? Because I think that was one of the major flaws when we saw this map last time out, was that they constantly played into Vanity and Oxy. Well, if you play against that double flash, you're going to end up blind, you're going to end up dead. Whereas they put the pressure on the site with the anchors, smoked everything off, got into an afterplant, and that retake became much, much tougher. I wouldn't be surprised if I can see him talking. I was going to say, I wouldn't be surprised if I see a timeout and I get in my ear C9 timeout. Yeah. So there you go. It's not surprising. It's early enough in the half that they can try and fix things, maybe try and switch a little bit up, because as said, I feel like already FNATIC have kind of got a read of like, we can kind of get quite far into this A site without that much resistance.
Yeah, looking at how C9 fell to so many thrifty rounds the first time they played up against Zeta, I look to recapture some of that finesse. And the reality is, you know, with this map, there's a couple close range angles. Coming out of this pause, I expect FNATIC are going to have a tight game. It's all about info finding for C9, trying to throw out something a little bit different here, cause damage to keep FNATIC from running away with their economy, build up those opportunities. In particular, I'm looking down towards the ultimate economy, where you've got Curry and Zeppa in a decent position coming into this round. If they can farm up some orbs, whether that be through kills or actually picking them up, congestion for bathroom, perhaps, we could see them have that little bit of a safety net coming into the next round. And at this stage of the game, when you're likely looking at a 10-6 scoreline for FNATIC, with a likely loss in this round for C9, the reality is those ultimates could be the turning point. And on FNATIC, well, Durka's just 2 away from a showstopper. And Durka, he might have been shut down when he popped that showstopper last time. I don't know if we'll see it again here. Attempted crunch from C9 on Bath, but no one's there. But they have managed to grab the orb for free.
Yeah. The thing is, Alpha would have had his, but he already used it because that's how quick he managed to get his ult.
Also, I don't know if the impact would be... It's not going to save a round.
Bay is coming for you.
Here. My eyes are down.
About to quote Optimus Prime. Well, Oxy. I'm always scared when I see this guy down on long. He's got some utility, 2 flashes to work with. His decoy already primed and ready to go. But they've wisely made the choice to walk away.
Yeah, this has been the call the entire time so far. They haven't really hit in towards this B site. Curry under pressure, just trying to deny, and Chronicles lurk fierce as ever. Their site almost firmly under their control. In fact, it looks like Alpha might even be tempted to go through the cage. He got lost, but he still lands the headshot. He goes for the 180 flick. Durka ends another's life, and well, you were hoping for damage. I think the only orbs they've collected is the one on the ground and the one when the bullet hit them in the face.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot to write home about here for C9. I do like the fact that we have Oxy putting down that decoy, trying to initiate off it on B long. Obviously, if it takes contact, he'll flash, he'll peek, and look to double down on the damage. But if it doesn't, it goes through the teleporter, it comes out of the teleporter on a bath, and obviously gets shot, which is fantastic. Because obviously, yeah, they saw Boaster was there, they got the rotations in, and in a typical round, that's great. That's good. In this round, it didn't do anything for them because they got the players rotating on the site and then got shut down in the fights. But now they've got rifles, and this is where they can really battle back.
Look at the push. Both duelists this time have just run all the way down B. As said, there hasn't been much contention there, but you know what this means? There's absolutely no one defending this A site. It is a rinse and repeat for FNATIC. They found the weakness, they found the gap. There is absolutely nothing. As you said, they managed to garner that showstopper up on that B site, and he's going to pop it instantly. A chance to get the free kill onto Chronicle, and at least now they have a man advantage.
Good adjustment from C9 to instantly realize that orb needed to be taken before the plant went down. But with Oxy falling and that flank fully protected, FNATIC have a dangerous post-plant setup to work with, especially with that orb up.
What?
That's ridiculous. What a shot from Alpha, shutting down, thinning the herd, and making a distraction for Durka to strike from behind. Vanity at least shuts him down.
Okay.
Jake's got another, maybe a bit overzealous here, trying to determine whether they were defusing or not. Instead, it's rounded down to a 2v2, a 2v1, in fact, leaving just Boaster to do it. He's hiding away, and the clock might already win him the round. It looks like it has, with Jake fleeing. In fact, both Jakes fleeing.
That's why they put me in charge.
11-6.
That's why
Definitely got a little bit.
Got
a little bit closer than was expecting. Alpha, though, he's just on one. Him and Durka, when they're in form, there's nothing you can do. And that's what it seems like at the moment. Both of them having a field day. I remember at the beginning of this game, we were talking about Oxy having more kills than both of them combined.
Yes.
Yeah, not the case anymore.
That ain't true, no. And you look at Yoru, there's a lot you can do with it to catch players off guard, but here on the defense, FNATIC are not walking into those traps.
He's had to go A. Look, they have 4 players on A now because they've just not gone B the entirety of this half. They've just gone, okay, you have your cool little trap set up. Oh, that's a nice idea, guys. We're going that way. Yeah. So what have you got on the other side of the map? And at the moment, it's not looking great, and it's not getting any better. Still, though, as said, crosshair placement on point. Oxy does not miss those sort of kills. He's at least kept things even. He's got his ultimate online. Vanity is the only defender, so he has to be a bit careful here.
Yeah, he almost got caught out. Flash on long confirms there's a player there. Okay, the information is really starting to flood in for C9 that there's a lot of players outside of B. There's presence in this area.
Trail.
Jake's going to pop his smokes down, hoping that that will slow the push of FNATIC, but it hasn't. The utility's in. The players are on the backside. Durka doesn't know where he is. He's been flashed for about 5 minutes. Vanity gets that kill! Turning on a dime to eliminate Jake. And Vanity still standing strong. The information coming through from the Yoru, but Oxy's down to 50 HP. He has to play this safe. Hope some of his teammates can recover. But look what Curry's working with. Sure, he's 1 away from having an ultimate to work with. But the reality is, he only has a judge. And unless somebody makes a big mistake in giving him a free kill, essentially, this round should already be tied up nicely. And there it is. Yeah, 2 quick kills. Sure, Durka falls, but so much work to be done by a 50 HP Oxy. Leo will get it done in the end.
From a close game to a dominant one. FNATIC showing why they are considered the best team in the world as of 2023. The only failure they had was at Champions with a top 4 finish, but they have now won themselves 7 rounds in a row. And in this attack side, there has been no sort of response from Cloud9. They now have to try and streak 6 together. They've done it throughout the tournament so far. 13 in a row of 1 stage, and Oxy, he's still managing to put up numbers. Chronicle gone on that lug, but look at the pace. They found out where Oxy is, so they're going to try and put the pressure in elsewhere. Vanity has at least managed to slow them down, and actually, it's done a lot of damage onto Boaster. This push has ground completely to a halt.
He's creeping his way up through a wide open hookah. At least that's what it will seem like for a moment. Jake is here, wanting to push in, and well, a very successful fight for the Brimstone. The smokes will remain, and most importantly, the orbital strike in a round like this, 12-6. They want to maintain every advantage that they can on the side of C9. Those safety nets could well keep them alive on this map. Their map pick with Breeze up next, and Breeze in Ascent looked fantastic for FNATIC, Tom. You imagine if they bring that same prowess to it, this could be a very quick BO5 for C9. 5 rounds in a row. At one point, 5-1. They've struggled to get off that starting mark ever since. This could be where they push back.
30 seconds left.
If they don't, it's done. And they have 3 players in this site already. The plot flash almost has to go through the wall at this point. They don't have time to wait much longer. The clock so desperately low, and this is where FNATIC decide to make their move, but the orbital strike comes through immediately. There is no time for anything to be done here, even an attempt to run towards the A site. It won't be enough. Even with the blast pack, I'd say it's a cheeky attempt. Maybe just plant to get some extra credits. Actually for the ultimate orb, that's what it is. Dirk wanting to make sure he has the showstopper, but after a big hiatus from the board, 7 rounds in a row, C9 have their 7th.
I think the real concern is the pacing of some of these rounds for C9, even just burning up some ultimates here. It could end up being costly. Having used their orbital strike, you imagine a Viper's Pit about to come online for Chronicle. They've got a showstopper on Durka, which granted hasn't had the most impact in the world thus far. But it only takes that 1 round, and that's all that FNATIC need.
He hasn't really needed it.
It's going to be a fast push. Look, Oxy's going straight down, looking for a fight. Got a TP to fall back on, and he's baited out the ult already. Durka needs to try and find something, and it looks like he will. Zeppa sniped out of the sky, a shot landing. No kill for it. Still the advantage to play with. C9 want to fight their way back through, muscle the advantage out of FNATIC's arms. But for now, there's no opportunities being given.
Boaster spotted Oxy in there, sent Alpha to try and finish him off, but instead, looking to get that plant. Still plenty of time on the clock, but they will get it through, and they're finding the kills. The trade only just 1, and now Jake left to try and face this 1v4. The shot on the first is nice for the pop flash. There is no hope here for C9. A strong start to this map, but an even stronger comeback from FNATIC. They'll take their opponent's choice, 13-7.
That was definitely looking scary for a moment with a beautiful beginning for C9. FNATIC won the pistol and went 5-1 down. Not many would have imagined they'd bite back so quickly, so aggressively, with a 13-7 here on Bind. C9's pick and Breeze up next. Things are looking scary for the North Americans.
Indeed, FNATIC carrying on their perfect form this Sunday in Tokyo, painting C9's map pick Bind black and orange, and C9 now need to battle back big time on Breeze, Tom. Oh, they're in big trouble.
Oh yeah, this is going to be a rough one. As well, just looking at some of the stats from the game. Oxy, 5 first bloods. He was solid. Durka ended up with 7. He actually beat him out in those first